It's rare that a sequel would be better than the first film. It's very rare. 99% of the time, a sequel is usually never as good as the first film. There's always like a 1% chance, very rare, that a sequel can be better than the original film. But with this one, man, this one's really special to me. Truly it is.
Caesar!
Dawn of the Planet of the Apes is directed this time around by Matt Reeves and written by Mark Bomback, Rick Jaffa, and Amanda Silver. The film has a star-studded cast with Andy Serkis returning, but with some newcomers like Jason Clarke, Gary Oldman, Keri Russell, Toby Kebbell, and Kodi Smit-McPhee. According to IMDb's plot synopsis, the fragile peace between apes and humans is threatened as mistrust and betrayal threaten to plague both tribes into a war for dominance over the earth. So Rise of the Planet of the Apes was a huge success for 20th Century Fox. That, of course, we would get a sequel. It would be dumb if they didn't make a sequel to this film. So 3 years later, Matt Reeves would take over for Rupert Wyatt over the directing chair, and Dawn of the Planet of the Apes would be released in 2014. Guys, pretty much 10 years ago that this film was released. 10 years ago, my god. I was 13 when I saw this film in theaters. It's insane on how time has flown by. Having rewatched the film, because when I saw the film back in 2014, I loved it. I thought it was amazing. I thought it was actually better than the first film. I still think it's not just the best film in the rebooted films and the best in the series. It's one of the best sequels ever made. Hands down. I can't deny that. This sequel is everything that I would want in a sequel film and more. So there are no negatives with this review at all. So let's just list off the positives. The performances are fantastic. Everyone in the cast is stellar, but of course, man, Andy Serkis steals every scene whenever he's in them. It's truly remarkable that we usually have some of the greatest actors ever. And for a man who's dedicated a lot of his life to doing motion capture work, my god, he is truly amazing in this movie. I like him without the mocap as well, as I saw in Andor, but man, there's something about Andy Serkis whenever he does a mocap performance that just gets you every time. But easily, these are some of the best performances in recent years. I mean, not just Andy Serkis, like I said, Jason Clarke, Gary Oldman, Keri Russell, Toby Kebbell, and Kodi Smit-McPhee. They are all terrific in this movie. There is not a single bad performance that I don't think is a problem in this movie. Everyone is fantastic. The direction is magnificent. Director Matt Reeves treats this film as a tragic story. I heard a lot of people saying that this is compared to something like a Shakespeare story, and I agree with that. I truly can see that in a way. How he manages to convey this emotion and the drama that Matt Reeves just brought with this film makes the film fascinating. There is not a point in this movie that I was bored. I was glued to the screen. I was invested in this story that Matt Reeves was doing, but the way he has characters interacting with each other and having those conversations, he just knows how to do that. He knows how to ramp it up, or at the very least, he knows how to make the story more interesting with those conversations. This story is amazing. Seeing the effects of this virus that has ravaged the world and the tension between the apes and humans makes for an interesting and complex story. Again, it all feels like a tragic story through and through. Seeing how this virus that we saw being created in Rise of the Planet of the Apes and how it has affected the world 10 years after that film is devastating. You can tell by the way in which characters have conversations with one another, to just even like the ideas and different perspectives that characters have. I mean, the way this all plays out is executed so well and so beautifully. The visuals are stunning. It's amazing how the visuals improve upon the first film. And that does not mean the first film's visuals are terrible. No, not at all. But they do tweak some of the things to where it's just now remarkably beautiful. And it's insane how much detail went into the apes all around. It's incredible on the amount of work that went into just their hair, their body, their face, their hands. It is truly incredible. None of this would be possible without Andy Serkis, Toby Kebbell, and the rest of the mocap performers who bring these apes to life. It's miraculous. The cinematography is gorgeous. Cinematographer Michael Serkis creates a beautiful looking film that captures the intimate moments between characters and the atmosphere of the forest scenery and the deforest city of San Francisco. Truly a breathtaking looking film. The interactions that Michael Serkis captures is done so well, but also I love how he captures even like background scenery. Like some things will be out of focus, focusing on one character, but you'll see from a far away distance there's something going on in the foreground. And he does that so tremendously, and it works and weaves into the camera work that he just knocks it out of the park. The music is amazing. Composer Michael Giacchino makes an intense and visual score that makes for an emotionally and memorable film score. It's that good all around. Michael Giacchino is a talented composer to this day. He has worked on tons of film scores, and I think this is easily one of his best because of how well he manages to ramp up the tension and the emotional parts of when it needs to. It's like him and Matt Reeves just synced up with each other, and they knew what to make with this score, and it was fantastic, and it's all thanks to him. The production is terrific. Watching all these sets being built with some visual effects, because you could tell when they had to use some visual effects to grand the scale of things, but also shooting on location makes the film feel real throughout. Even the props and art design are well executed. Just the little details that the human survivors, have in this film is incredible to me, that it feels like it's tangible things that have been there for such a long time, and so much care and detail went into them that it's always remarkable, and I'm always proud to see prop designers and art designers just put their all into making this film feel real. The action sequences are thrown. Just like the first film, where it happens at the end, because it does, the action still delivers an exciting climax. It just all ends on a devastating note for this film. I won't give it away, but what I will say is when that action goes down, man, boy, is it exciting to watch. Watching all these apes and humans go at each other. It was fun. It was exciting. And that's what I think a sequel should do, is not repeat what the first film did, but continue with what it had already set up and continue to deliver more of that, but not in a way that feels like a copycat. And the action here doesn't feel like a repeat of the first film. It feels like its own unique take. The characters are deep. Each character feels real and almost feels like a parallel to one another. From Caesar and Malcolm to Koba and Dreyfus, Rocket and Ellie to Alexander and Maurice. All the characters are deeply in depth. All the characters in this film I root for, and I understand their motivations and reasoning all throughout. It's one of those films where you can just really understand characters' different point of views and how they feel about certain things. That's just done right. The pacing and runtime is perfect. Each scene flows well, and it takes its time when characters are interacting with one another. It doesn't dilly-dally, nor does it just breeze on by. It takes its time of building characters. With a runtime of 2 hours and 11 minutes, it's pitch perfect from beginning to end. I couldn't ask for anything better than for a movie to just get to the point, and it does, but it doesn't rush through its story. It takes its time to where it doesn't slow everything down, but it doesn't rush through things. It just naturally knows when it needs to be. It's rare for a sequel to be better than its predecessor, but that's what this movie does. And I think that's what every sequel should be. It amps up everything that a sequel should do in so many more. Dawn of the Planet of the Apes is truly a worthy sequel in every way. That is why I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen, Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, it's a 10 out of 10. It's amazing. It's fantastic. This is easily one of the best sequels ever made and one of the best movies of the 21st century. It's incredible to me on how much this movie lives up to that first film. So if you are interested, I don't want to push anything onto anybody that I don't want them to feel like they don't want to be interested in, but I'm just saying, if you are curious on checking this out, please, I would say watch the first rebooted Planet of the Apes film and then watch this, man, because this is truly a sequel worthy of something. It's of merit. It's incredible to me that they are able to make it better than that first film. I'm going to be reviewing War for the Planet of the Apes leading up to Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, so yes, look forward to those reviews and other movie TV show reviews coming soon.